Welcome, everyone. We are joining from India, Mr. Sameerr Sharma. He is joining us on a very, very, very important subject. And I can't stress enough how important it is because of the subject itself. The subject today is social media to social action. Technology helps to solve the purpose of life. This presentation deals with a basic and most important understanding, the subject of the purpose of life. How can a new race of men walk on earth? What is our responsibility, and how can a proactive Baha'i make the world a better place and cause a positive change in the world? This requires continuous and conscious effort, living life so that we can call ourselves Baha'i, flag bearers of this new world order. How living the Baha'i life helps, how a Baha'i must act and lead fellow citizens to believe in this universal brotherhood and this better future. How can social media become a tool for world unity? How can it establish universal peace and brotherhood? Mr. Sameerr Sharma will also go over his personal observations and learning regarding various examples and stories about teaching and promoting the writings of the Baha'i faith from his own life. Now, Mr. Sameerr Sharma, he is an IT professional and has managed to compile a comprehensive list of skills and resources as an IT professional. That, of course, includes working with Microsoft, Oracle, Cisco. He's a consultant and a startup mentor, a journalist, a digital marketer, an image maker, a journalist that's involved in environmental advocacy, activism. I apologize. And a journalist involved in environmental activism. He's a green-friendly businessman and, above all, a moral enabler. He has received 4 world records, national award by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, 5 successful startups, 3 city portals, a weekly column in a national daily, the Dainik Bhaskar. He has 1,150,000 viewers, plus registered countless number of volunteers, including an army of youths, along with other like-minded individuals whose focus is upon the betterment of society. Lastly, he was named the Better India Portal as Startup Man. This title, which was bestowed upon him because of his charity that offers free mentorship to various startups across the nation, focused solely on helping youth and students to achieve their dreams of becoming business entrepreneurs. Now, with that being said, Sameerr, please take it from here.
Thank you very much, John. And a very warm greeting and aloha to all of you from India. I'm Sameerr, and thank you very much for giving me a chance today to share my learning with all of you. Thank you very much. My special thanks to Clearwater community as well as these youths, people who are working day and night for spreading the word of God with the help of technology, with the help of social media. So I'm very much thankful to all of you. I welcome you. I'm not right now. I'm talking from a city called Indore. Indore is the cleanest city in my country, India, and right now it's 9:30 in night due to our time difference. And this city has a very special, I would say, position in my country. Our city, Indore, is known for cleanliness, and most happening, it's an educational hub. And secondly, whatever in India they want to launch as a new product or service, this city is kind of a barometer. They launch it here, so it's a very happening city. My mother tongue is not English. This is a language which I have learned after a long time and not completely. So I would like to say sorry to all of you if you feel any such kind of word which is not accurate as per the grammar. So kindly excuse me for that. I apologize in advance, and I'll try to speak in a more simple way. I know the English, which I have learned in last 15, 20 years with the help of few of my mentors. Most of them are Baha'is. So I'll just talk today about few things. This session, I would say, it's not that I'm going to tell you something about Baha'i faith. This session particularly deals with my experiences in India and how they clicked and how I'm able to promote Baha'i teachings into the masses, into the society, wider society. And it is going very successful because of a few things like I'm involved into a very passive kind of Baha'i teaching. Secondly, uh, I try to learn few things from Baha'i faith and teachings and writings that how effective it is if you really want to teach faith to the world, if you teach it by your character or conduct or your way you live, simply living the life. So, how the passive way of teaching Baha'i faith is the most effective way. I have realized this thing and I'm practicing it, and you won't believe this is, I found this is one of the most effective way of teaching the faith. Secondly, it is not only going to help you in spreading the words of God, but what I have realized, it is actually give you the right satisfaction that being a Baha'i, it's a great responsibility. If you say you are a Baha'i, you are not a normal human being. You are enlightened with the latest knowledge, with the blessings of God directly, as well as there is a lot of responsibilities on you, which you have to, perform. And if you say that you are a Baha'i, it is your, it's your duty that you should be the cause that a new race of man should walk on earth. As Ruya Khanam also said once when somebody asked to her that if somebody asks you in heaven that what is your experience, so then she replied that I tried every bit of my opportunities I have got in my life. So it's again the Baha'i life, living the life is basically how many opportunity you see, how many opportunities you make, and how many opportunities you have converted to serve this world, to serve God, and to solve your purpose of life. So I'm just going to share my learning, my experiences with you. You all are Baha'i since long time. You all know what Baha'i faith is, what is Baha'i, what our Baha'i teachings are, everything you know. I'm not going to tell you anything new, but the new thing will be that what are the different experiences when we live the Baha'i life in practical way, and also how you create opportunities and how you can with the help of latest tools and technology. So I would like to start my one presentation with you people, which will be on the screen in the next coming 10 seconds. This specific presentation I have made and I've prepared with the help of your friends, and normally we used to show this presentation in schools and colleges, and this presentation deals with let them know what is purpose of life. I was going through a survey which was saying that 95% people on this planet, they die without knowing what is the purpose of their life. So a Baha'i should not do that. So just to make somebody aware that he should have at least one question in his life or her life, that what is the purpose of my life. So we help by this presentation to think upon that why we are here. So I'm just going to share this presentation now with you guys. Just give me a moment, let me start it. After this presentation, can have a session or a question and answer thing if anyone want to ask any question. Just give me a moment. I just want to share the desktop. I hope you can see the screen. John, can you see this? Can you confirm?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I can, and everyone can. Yes.
Okay. So let me start this presentation. So friends, this is the presentation which we normally use in the schools and youths, between youths, and particularly with the people and youths who are coming to me for getting help for their startups particularly. So, to start something with this presentation, I have given the title Purpose of Life because such kind of a help from one of my mentor who taught me a lot, and especially in the Ruhi books, uh, she cleared me the concept of life and purpose of life. And that learning I always share with others, and it is really a great help for me to create new opportunities for teachings and for Ruhi books, and to make anybody realize that they should think about from for the spiritual side of the life as well. So I start the presentation. Normally, how I do is that I ask them, there are different slides on this presentation, and they are very simple. This presentation works from class of grade 5 till college, till the business people as well. So the first slide is that I show them a picture of this pencil. That is there any purpose of this pencil? And obviously everybody says that yes, this is pencil, and the purpose of this pencil is to sketch something, to draw something, or to write something. Then we move to the next slide, which shows a bicycle. Is there any purpose for this bicycle? Then everybody answered normally, because the answer is very simple, that yes, we ride this bicycle for exercises or for transportation kind of thing. Then I show them this third slide, which is a wrist watch. Students normally reply that yes, the watch is there to show us the time, the right time. Then what is the purpose of this ladder? They all say that yes, we can use this ladder to climb up and to climb down. The purpose of a needle. So this is how we go ahead. So now the purpose, now a bigger size of thing, the sun. So the purpose of the sun is to give us light, to give us energy, food, and everything. Without sun, we cannot even imagine our life. Water, rivers, they are another very special thing on this planet. We have rivers, and all type of civilizations, they've been developed at the bank of rivers only, and they are causing life to us. We get water. And the most important and the most modern thing, when I show this slide to everyone, they really jump because they can correlate it very practically. So mobile phones, and I can see here it is an iPhone. So when I ask that what is the purpose of iPhone, so they have several answers. They can call, they can browse, chat, they can do photography, they can have FaceTime, so many things. They can measure their heartbeat, they can email, several purposes it has. So finally, we have various kind of materials in this world, various kind of products, innovation, and everything. And everything has a purpose. Without purpose, nothing is made. So who decides the purpose? That's the question. So when we talk about this, and when we show this slide, it is very clear that the creator decides that how this product will work. this innovation will work or this creature will work, right? You can see that Steve Jobs is showing the mobile phone, and Apple decides that how it should be used and what all it can perform. So similarly, when God decides to create the world, he said be, and he created the world, and he created many kingdoms out of it. When we see closely, we can see that there are majorly five kingdoms we deals with, that is mineral, vegetable, animal, human, and divine kingdom above all. So let's talk about these kingdoms, which basically helps us to know the purpose of life. When we talk about mineral kingdom, and if you see closely, God has blessed them with few powers. Every kingdom has been blessed by a few powers. So let's talk about mineral kingdom. It has been blessed by shape. They remain in shape for years and years and thousands of years because they have been blessed with a life inside the shape between the atoms, which is called power of love or power of attraction. So if the atoms they hold each other very well, and that's why they are remain into shape. That is their life. And what they take normally, they take hardly any kind of a passive way. They take the air, water, and sunlight, and that's why they are there. Their existence is there. And if you see closely, their purpose of life, of the God's purpose to make them available for us, so that we can use them in making buildings, statues, roads, construction, anything, whatever we want. We want to put any a slab or a marble inside a washroom or on the floor or on a temple or anywhere, and they don't have any choice. They cannot say no. They do not question. They don't have power of choice. So they are available. Their purpose of life is to be available for us for the various reasons, for the various construction work. When you talk about next kingdom, God has given few more powers to them. So the power of mineral kingdom, shape is there, plus few more powers like growth and senses are there with them. And what they also take the air, water, and sun, and you don't know when they are taking it. Like possibly they are taking it, but very few things they are taking it. And they have 3, 4 powers God has gifted them, and out of which what they give to us, what is their purpose of life. So they are available to us fully. They give flowers, leaves, fruits, their stem is of use. We use their skin, we can get rubber, gum out of them. The tree is used for construction, for water conservation. We make furniture, we make paper, cloth, everything. Even if you cut we can use them as a fuel. We burn them. And in India, one more degree is there. After when they get the ash of it, they use it for as a detergent to clean the things. All possible things, whatever is possible with a tree, we use them. So there is no single thing which is not usable. So this is the purpose of your vegetable kingdom. And they cannot deny, they cannot say anything. They don't have any power of choice. So let's go ahead on the third kingdom, which is animal kingdom. Now they have more senses, they have few more powers, they have shape, they have growth, they have brain, they have emotions, they have power, they are speedy, they are more powerful, more sensible, and they have huge speed, and they are better than us in several sensory domains. And they are the part of our food supply chain. They also take air, water, and some food. And when you see that what are their deliverables, like in terms of purpose of their life and what they give back, so they give us milk, eggs, meat, chicken, skin, medicine, hair, fertilizer, whatever we can think of. Means they are fully available to us. Whatever we want to do, they are ready. They are here to maintain the entire ecosystem. So they give themselves completely, 100%. There is no single percent of their organ or body part or anything which is not having any usage. Everything is available for us to maintain this entire ecosystem. So you see that vegetable, mineral, animal kingdom, they all make this ecosystem and they are here to maintain it. Now, the most important, the superior kingdom, we, human beings, we come to the picture. God has created us as the best creation, and He has bestowed us with shape, growth, senses, brain, movement, emotion, power, speed, and everything. And we take everything from the nature. If you see that all the produce from the lower kingdoms we consume. So we take from mineral kingdom, we take from vegetable kingdom, we take from animal kingdom, everything, every possible thing we are ready to consume it. Almost entire lower kingdoms are there available with us so that we can use. They give everything to us. That is their purpose of life. Now, this is what all we take. Now the question is that what do we give back to the world? We consume everything. Now the question comes, what do we give back? Mineral give back, animal give back several things, vegetable give back. But what do we give back to the society or to the world? And it's a big question. Now let's realize we have got three extra things. This is a hint for our answer that what do we give back to the world? So we have got these things extra from God which is not available with other kingdoms, the lower kingdoms. We have wisdom, we have free will, you can say the power of choice, and we have soul. And these three things makes us totally different from other kingdoms. These three things separates us from other lower kingdoms. So now we have two things, wisdom and soul. Most importantly, for wisdom is to give a wise output, innovation, research, and other thing, and soul is basically for developing our spiritual side, to develop our virtues, to live the life as per our Creator's manual. And the power of choice gives us the right way. So we have to decide whether we want to use this path or the material path. So now there are two things, wisdom and soul. So wisdom gives us a capability to provide an intellectual output to the world. And the soul helps us so we can actually give spiritual output to this world. So these are the two ways we give back to the world. So our Creator, time by time, sends manifestations of God, messengers of God, teachers, divine teachers, so that we understand this entire philosophy and act according to the teachings of God, so that our output can be spiritual and intellectual. So our purpose of life is basically already decided by God, and He wants us to act in that way. Here in red, you can see there is a famous saying in India. In Sanskrit, there is a word called Aham Brahmasmi, which means basically that we can become like our Creator and we can reflect His property or virtues within us, which are there as latent energy within us, and we can actually deliver this and we can show it to the world. And similarly, the Baha'i writing says that thou art my lamp and my light is in thee. Get thou from it thy radiance and seek none other than me. For I have created thee rich and have bountifully shed my favor upon thee. So this is again a message that what you have to be. You have to be God's lamp and you have to show His life. But why? The question may arise that why do we need to do this? Can you prove it, or Is it really necessary, or can you explain it more? So I would like to share another analogy or a way which we use to explain these youths, and particularly for the teaching purposes. We show them this beautiful philosophy of human being himself, that from the nature we can understand a lot of things, and these mysteries of our birth and our death and the progressive progress of our soul and different kingdoms and different worlds of God, we can very much see here itself. So here's a picture of a fetus inside the womb of a mother. So the lifespan is 9 months over there as a standard, and the planet is that womb of mother. And here, as you all know, you might have been through this analogy earlier as well, that why we are there. So we are there in that womb of mother for 9 months to develop various kind of organs, limbs, and all the possible, our infrastructural development of our body, our physical body. But the most important part is that we never use it over there. We prepare there for the next world. That is a message that we must learn from this world itself. So we prepare ourselves from the very first month, very first week, till the 9 month. So the secret of learning is that similarly, this whole planet is a big womb of mother. And here the lifespan is not 9 months, it is around 60 to 75 years. And we have to develop organs which we may use, which we can use and we will use in the next world, which is going to come. So previously the organs are like eyes, ear, nose, then your hands, fingers, feet, and other things. And we never use them inside the womb of mother. We use them in the next world. So similarly, what are the organs for the next world? So here is the answer, that when we go to the next world, which is not physical, which is not material, we are not going to have bodies over there. So the entire things or all the organs needed for the next world are good and pure deeds, virtues, and prayers. And in all the religions of this world, all the religions, you talk about Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Baha'i faith, Sikhism, Jain, Buddha, anywhere, everything is similar. All the teachings, spiritual teachings, they say that these are the three things which will be there available in the next world. And Baha'i faith clearly says that one must remember that the purpose of this life is to prepare the soul for the next. And how to prepare the soul for the next world is to know the manifestation of God of your age, accept Him, try to walk on the path given by Him, develop your virtues in your life by the living the faith, and prepare for the next. Because we have to hand over our legacy to the new generation, which should be and must be based on the virtues and morals. That is the only challenge we are facing into the entire world right now. If you see the root cause of any issue or any problem in any country, is basically lack of virtues and morals. And there are several people who have shown such kind of courage and shown their life. Through their life, they have shown it that it is possible, and it is not impossible at all. And I'm going to show you pictures of few people, like this gentleman whose name is Jonas Salk. I think most of you know him, and if you do not know him, let me introduce him. He is the soul, he is the person. Because of him, we do not have polio. He invented polio vaccine. Through his deeds, through his contribution, he has saved humanity from from a big disease. And here are a few people whom we know personally, internationally. Some of them are local. I know I have given their picture. Few of them are Baha'i. You can see Abdul Baha over here. You can see various people. Mother Teresa is there. Mahatma Gandhi is there. Martin Luther King is there. So these are the people who have shown it through their deeds, virtues, that they can change the world. And particularly when I talk about Baha'i faith, Baha'i teaching, this faith is very special because this has come up with a completely new concept. And that concept is that the essence of faith is fewness of words and abundance of deeds. Means the world is fed up with quotes, world is fed up with ideal talks, world is fed up with, you know, false promises. Now people wants to see, they want to realize, and they want to actually feel that how world can be changed. And I believe in this journey of my life till date, when I became Baha'i, I am the only Baha'i in my family. Uh, and when I say I am the only Baha'i in my family, I'm the first one who is practicing Baha'i faith. And I face a lot of issues related to practicing Baha'i faith because I belongs to a Hindu background family. So when I talk about this, uh, in my family, they are practicing other religion. I'm practicing Baha'i faith, and when I say that I'm practicing all the religions once I'm a Baha'i, it's really a matter of discussion sometimes, and they are not able to comprehend it sometimes. But when they see that what I'm doing, it really makes a difference. There are difference of opinion related to the practice of your lifestyle, but when they see that all the teachings, all the spiritual teachings of Baha'i faith, which we are practicing in our daily life, they are really effective and they are really good. And because of them, they not only get very good reviews of their family member, but they are also respected that they belongs to a person who is a Baha'i. So Baha'i faith is a very miraculous way of lifestyle or a faith or a religion which says that you have to show it by your deeds. It's not that you say that I'm a Baha'i and things are okay. No, not at all. And today's session, when I'm talking to you regarding this purpose of life, when I realized this purpose of life, and when I met few people in life, particularly Baha'is, in my own community, where I belongs to Indore, India, I've seen some extraordinary human beings. And believe me, I became Baha'i only because of these people. Few of them are great teacher as well. Few of them are practicing Baha'i faith like anything. And they are great orator as well. They are great mentors as well. But the best part which helped me when I was completing my school, and it's been now more than 20 years, 22 years, I'm a Baha'i. But the best part which got me into the faith and give me a courage to take a huge step from the very first religion. I belongs to I belongs to a Hindu family, which is one of the oldest religion in the world, to step into the latest one. It's a huge gap. So it was a big jump, and it was only possible with the help and support of people who were actually practicing Baha'i faith. We have a lot of example of uh, failing of individual as well in this world, even in Baha'i faith also. Sometimes I also fail, sometimes friends, they also get failed. But the best part is that people who have shown it through their deeds, and the biggest, the most important thing is the intention. What are your intentions? So when they are able to show their intentions through their deeds, through their love, compassion, and their support in any condition, for us, that gave me a great courage, and I came to the faith, and then I tried my best to to learn about Baha'i faith. Then I studied Baha'i faith, and then I started practicing it. And when I realized that yes, the world cannot be changed by the words. It can only be changed by the example you set. And that helped me a lot. And when we started showing it by our deeds and by living the Baha'i standards in our daily life, I have seen extraordinary response and miracles, daily miracles in my life. So this was the presentation actually which we normally give to the youths and to the wider society people, where we give them a reason that they should think that yes, we have to provide an intellectual output and a spiritual output for the world. And that's why we are human being, and that's why we rule the planet, or we rule other kingdom as well. So once you give them a platform, once you give them I would say a soil, it acts as a seed bed for them. So the the farm is ready, and now if you give them all the new teachings or things related to soul, spirit, unity, love, brotherhood, universal peace, now they are ready to listen, because already there are many layers which they have, of culture, of religion, of history, of their own experiences, the company they are into, the society they are living into, preconceived notions, prejudices, several things are there. But when we talk such a way, we try to give them a reason to think over it, and when we show them our lifestyle, it really have a great effect. And that is the reason we are able to affect our own city in a very big manner. So let me tell you now something, what we do, what I do, and what are we doing in my city, and how we are getting the response. So as I told you that I'm into the cleanest city of my country, Indore. I have my own company. I have a few startups. With them, I'm working. I'm an IT professional by education. I do develop websites and other IT stuff, and I'm into nowadays startups. And all these startups are sustainable development related startup. So a Baha'i has to be very cautious that what he's doing. So when and the consultation is the key. So whatever or whenever I decide to do anything or I want to do anything, I always consult with my Baha'i friends and the mentors who have been there in my life as a pillar for my spiritual development. I go to them, I ask them, and then we try to do something new. So all my startups are related with. Let me share with you one startup which has been awarded as the best startup of the country a month back itself, which is into waste management. So we, with the group of youths from the wider society, we have formed a company, uh, and we started working for the innovative approach to solve the problem of waste management in urban areas, because the urban areas are struggling with that. So we opened a company with them. These are the young group of engineers. They came to us for getting some help as far as the startup development is concerned. So I belongs to a very humble background. Come from a village, and when I come to the city called Indore, um, I faced a lot of problems, and these problems were related to finances. These problems were related to management. These problems were related to the future or the vision, you can say, that how to do these things, how to set up things, how people are going to help me, where should I go, where should I approach it, everything, whatever we feel normally to start anything new. I met some great individual who helped me unconditionally. Not only they helped, they guided me. They guided me, they supported me, and without expecting anything. I don't know why. and they were not Baha'i. Few of them are Baha'i, but I met such people who are not Baha'i and they helped me a lot. That impacted my mindset and my soul very well. And I decided that when I'll start these things, my business, my own business, or if when I will be stable enough to do any job or start earning, I will start something which is going to support people who do not know anything or who are struggling with various kind of resources. And the most precious resource nowadays is information. As Baha'u'lláh says that this is an era of knowledge, and he has revealed all the 26 letters of knowledge to us, to the mankind. And also there is another thing which is too much in this world is misinformation. We are in the era of information overload already, although the information age has started just now, but still we are in misinformation is too much and information overload is there. So they are struggling with right information. Secondly, they are struggling with vision, that they should start any business just for the sake of their bread and butter, for money, or to establish themselves a career so that they can marry and they can live the life, or something else. So we started a kind of a initiative where we are giving them free of cost mentorship. Free of cost in the sense of finances. But we take a huge fee in terms of commitment from them. So whenever somebody comes to us, we first align them that why they want to do it and what would be the benefit to the world out of this particular subject or a particular concept or innovation or a startup business. And we try to give them an idea that whatever they do, it has to be sustainable, and then it should be something which is good for this world and contribute towards betterment of the society. And we try to help them to convince them that if they think for the world, their benefit is already there. So they will not only be benefited individually by family wise, but they also be benefited by the blessings, by a bigger perspective, and with the help of purpose of life presentation, they are going to fulfill their purpose of life as well. And this is the way we normally convince them. And my I would say not the my but the success ratio of this strategy, or the way we try to help them and guide them, is 100% right now. So whenever somebody comes, we are there to let them agree on this point that their startup, their idea, their innovation, their research should not be individualistic, and the approach should not be only financial. And we give them an example of our successful startups, because again, the words are not enough. You have to show them practically. So my startup, which I was talking about of waste management, is one of the most has become one of the most successful startup in India in the terms of sustainable development and waste management. So when these young boys, they came to us, we showed them that how we can help the society. They were there with me to consult on a machinery which will convert the waste into organic manure. But when I discussed them and then I gave them an idea that how we can actually help the society for the masses, don't go for a particular one machine making and selling it. Why don't we get into the services for the municipal corporation so that the entire society can be benefited? They like the idea. With this pure intention of helping the entire society, with this innovative idea and this intention, we went to the municipal corporation of my city, and you would not believe, the administrative officer and the CEO of the municipal corporation was, I think he was waiting for us. He instantly gave us the permission and gave us a first order that you go and start working in the city, and if you show me that this idea can successfully run, we can give you the entire city. And we proved it by our hard work. Day and night we worked to develop that machine, and the specific services to the society for the bulk waste generators of my city. We did it, we got the contract, and since last 4 years, we are the major stakeholder in our municipal corporation, and we are coming, since last 4 years, we are coming #1 in our country as far as the waste management and cleanliness is concerned. And when we showed this to the world, now everybody who's coming to us for getting any kind of help for the startups or for any other business or for career counseling, they see our success, and whatever we suggest, that directly goes to their mind and heart both. And when they see that our principles, we are totally based on universal teachings of Baha'i faith, they get attracted. So this is an entire ecosystem which has been built, and we have not intentionally built it. It's built according automatically by practicing the Baha'i life. And even these youths nowadays, they are the, I would say, they haven't declared although that they are Baha'i, but they love Baha'i faith like anything. They trust Baha'is like anything. And wherever they go, they talk about Baha'i faith, that our mentor or our partner, one of the partner who has given us a new idea, and we are working on that, and now we work on these principles. As Baha'u'lláh says, that anyone who is following the teachings of God, he is a Baha'i. You need not to be a Baha'i just for the sake of registration of Baha'i individual somewhere, but you have to be a Baha'i by conduct. So this helped us a lot. Similarly, now colleges and educational institutions, they are coming to us. Now with the innovative ideas and concept, we throw several kind of competition over there in the colleges and the educational institutes. We go for the campus recruitments and other things. And whenever we go and we try to engage them into such kind of thing, we always get an opportunity to present our thought, that what is the reason for the success and why you people are different and how did you do it. And we present our presentation of Baha'i faith, we presentation of this purpose of life. We try to tell them that we believe that God is one and universal brotherhood, universal peace is required, and we are working for universal peace, and we have to be united, and we have to leave all these prejudices. And you believe me, schools and colleges are the best places where youths are ready to listen new thoughts, and they are ready for the world peace, and they are ready for the world unity. Believe me, that is the best practice. By our behavior we can teach them. So this is going very well right now as far as my startup mentoring is concerned. So now I've got waste management, then we have got another startup into air purification. So another group of boys, they came that we want to make an air purifier, sir. Can you help us that how we can make it cheaper? How can we make it much better, and how we should market it, because you have a marketing specialization. So again, while consulting with them in a meeting, I suggested them that why you're making some small air purifier for a home, but why don't you make an air purifier which can actually help on the mass level for the society, for the slum areas, for the poor people, for the traffic squares, for the hospitals, for the educational institutions, for the roads where we cannot do any kind of plantations, metro stations undergrounds, for the industries where the laborers are working with, they do not know how many PM10 or PM2.5 pollutants are going into their lungs daily. So can we help them? So the idea changed from small air purifier for a room to a huge tower which can actually clean air up to 1 mile. So here the idea is changed. The boys, they liked it, and they came up with an idea of a community air purifier. We presented this community air purifier idea to one of our department and the ministry. They liked it very much. And suddenly, you won't believe, United Nations declared their 2019's motto that this year we have to work for air pollution, and we have to help various countries, especially third world countries and industries, that they should decrease this air pollution and help others. And that supported our startup. We got the top 5 most innovative startup award for the year 2020 for that air purification startup called Novorbis. Here, how you can see that how God helps. An idea from a college gets into a municipal corporation or ministry, and then it becomes a solution for the entire country. Now government of India is after these boys that you should develop this technology as soon as possible and give it to us so that we can actually give it to the societies, to the urban areas, to the metropolitan cities, so that we can decrease the air pollutions. Out of 30 most polluted cities of the world, around 20 are from India. So you can understand what is the how much is the requirement. So this is again with sustainable development. Similarly, we are working for the water. We have started for the water purification for the areas where the water scarcity is there, and how we can reuse the water. How can we reuse water for the secondary usage? So we launched a competition and we asked for the ideas, and you won't believe what a great response we got from the students and youths and from the industries as well. It's not because that young people can come. Yeah, the industries are coming to us nowadays that we can do this. That if young generation wants to come with us, we can launch another company and we are ready to work with these solutions. And now government is looking that this special group is working for sustainable solution. They are approaching us with the various challenges they are facing, various problems they are facing, because they feel that this is the only group which is working for solution. So the approach is totally different. Approach is towards solution. A Baha'i is a Baha'i because he believes that Bahá'u'lláh has come with all new solution for all new problems. That's the New World Order. New World Order means what? It's a book of solutions. So a Baha'i has to work always for the solution. So we are working for the solutions of the urban areas and society's challenges. And we are identifying the problems, pain areas, and we are working there in sync with wider society. One person cannot do anything. So you have to be ready, open with your arms, mind, both and heart, and you should start syncing up and you have to start collaborating with them. So while working, you can actually passively tell them that what is New World Order. Living the life is the best way to bring the New World Order. This is what I realized. Similarly, like several startups are there, and we came to the media, national media, international media, and we got several recognition and everything. This is how it all started. Now let's talk about what next we did. Another thing which is one of the most important topic of the day, that how social media helped us. What did we do with social media which brought us to the light, and now we are in everybody's eye and everybody's appreciating and they love us like anything. And because of that, we have developed huge number of friends of faith and seekers and Ruhi participants. All. What did we do is, let me share that with the idea to help others with the technology or I would say social media. 4 years back, we started a group by the name of our city. And in the description and objective, we just wrote that this group is to support each other so that we can have a support line, a secondary support line. We can ask any question, we can ask any query, we can ask for help, we can ask for charities, we can ask to sell something, to buy something. We can we can actually share some good information, we can share stories and other things to make it happening. And we started a group. The name of the group was Indore Wale, which means people who belongs to from Indore. So when we started this group Indore Wale, people started coming into it, and slowly, now we have 115,000 citizens in this group. And this group is now actually the pulse of the city. Whatever campaign we want to throw, whatever we want to do, we have to just put into that group and people support it. During this pandemic, COVID-19, you cannot believe how this group was a great help to everyone, because there was no new TV shows, no movies, nothing. Only the social media was a rescuer, and this group was happening. We have conducted more than 100 live shows every day, more than one or two shows, hundreds of live shows we have conducted, from doctors, psychologists, chefs, dancers, yoga practitioners, good orators, teachers, startup mentors, artists, singers, drama artists, various experts of new type of arts, performing arts, business people, how to remain calm, meditation experts, everyone. And it was only because of one thought of helping each other, helping people without expectation. We just put it on our group and people started responding it. And every show was successful. Government realized it. They called me. They called me for a meeting, and they took me in the panel for the disaster management committee and special pandemic consultation board of the city. They called me and they put me in that, and they said that kindly give us more and more advices that how we can engage people so that they can come out from the depression and from these loneliness and from the bad effect of this pandemic. And this group has become the hotline of the city. Now everybody who wants anything, you just put it to the group. Suddenly, we got several other requests as well, like for the charity. We got some requests for the help in the medical surgeries. Poor people, some of the families were really poor, and they wanted to perform some surgery for their children, and they wanted huge money, and they were not having it. They came to us, and we just put the request that there is a family, there is a fellow citizen. He is a member of our wider family, extended family. We all are family. And we put some Baha'i quotes and something and made a post out of it. The cost of the operation for the surgery of that daughter of that person was 2.5 million rupees. 25 lakh rupees in Indian currency. And you won't believe, in 15 days, the entire city collected the money and deposited to the hospital, and that is done. And till now, up to I would say 11 million rupees charity in the last 8 months came from that portal, that Facebook group itself. 11 million rupees. It's huge. I have never seen such money. I don't have that money. But when I post it on the group that in our extended family called Indore Wale, somebody needs a laptop. Recently, a young engineer who got admission into an engineering college, he was struggling of buying a laptop. A laptop was costing around 45,000 rupees, and he was having only 25,000. And because of COVID, he cannot join the college physically. Entire things are going online. All the classes are going online, and he has to buy that laptop. And nobody is ready to give the money. And he was so much frustrated and sad and everything. Somebody told him that, why don't you go to Indore Wale people? They are definitely going to help you. He came. We just put into the core committee WhatsApp group of our Indore Wale moderators member. And within few hours, the money was there, and he got a new laptop, and he's studying very well. And he was so thankful. He come to know that this entire project is based on such kind of principle of universal brotherhood, universal peace. So these type of new ideas we thought, we consulted with Baha'i spirit, and we implemented it. Even Baha'i faith says that a great idea is only good if it is implemented. Else, it's just a set of mere words, nothing else. So, dear friends, the objective of sharing all these thoughts and all these initiatives which we did, we can also do it in our cities. Cultures may be different, requirements and challenges may be different, but the intentions and the new world order is same for everyone, and the help is universally help. It is not different anywhere else. If you have intentions, let me tell you, the opportunities will come at your doorsteps. God has given me an idea that I should help people free of cost by just telling them that how the startup can be registered. I do not charge for it. Just for the sake of help, I started doing this, and the best news agency of India given me a title, Startup Man of India. Can you imagine? I know what I am. I'm not a big person. I'm not nothing. I belong to a very humble background. I'm working on a very small scale. But when you walk on the path of God, particularly with the help of service, with the intention of service, things are amazing. And I would like to read one quote only, and then we can have a question and answer session. This quote, when I always read this quote, and before reading this quote, I would like to thank every one of you, Clearwater community, to give me this opportunity once again. And also would like to tell you a few names who are my friends, who are my mentors, who are my unconditional support. Because of them, I am able to do all these things. Most of them are Baha'is. Specifically, when I talk about Dr. Janak Palta Magiligan. She's a great Baha'i, lives in my city. She's helping me a lot with the Baha'i principle and how we can live the Baha'i life. She's also helping me in all these initiatives of of uh, you know helping youths, helping others, and conducting this Indore Wale group. I have Mr. Nasir Hussain. He's a great friend of mine. He's helping me unconditionally. When Baha'i come together, they help each other for the various, fields and subjects. It becomes a blessed project. And our intention is not to make anyone Baha'i. We cannot make anyone Baha'i. Our intention and our object is only to spread the word of God. That soul must know that there is something like this. Then only they will come and they will search, they'll become seeker, and then they will become Baha'i if they want. Our mission is just to spread the words of God to them and show them that what really the teachings of this age are. So Janak Didi is there, Nasir Hussain, Mr. Nasir Hussain is there. He's a great friend. He was always there for me in all my ups and downs. Dr. Shireen Mahalati, she told me a lot of things in my life, specifically for the Ruhi books. She gave me a great knowledge, and such kind of presentation I'm able to make because of her explanation and guidance. Dr. Geeti Vajdi Mitra, she told me a lot about Baha'i faith, and my entire whatever I'm able to speak today, as far as the English is concerned, language, or as far as my other businesses, she taught me everything. So there are few amazingly great individual Baha'is who supported me unconditionally. So we have to support each other, and they support me like it is their own business, their own thing. They never think that, oh, it's my work or it's their work. It's basically the work. It is the work for God. It's a divine work. It's a divine project, and we all are working for it. We are one family. When we say that we are one family, we are one family. So this is all for today's session. The last thing which I want to say, a quote which I really believe in, where Bahá'u'lláh says in Gleanings, and he says that be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be worthy of trust of thy neighbor and look upon him with a bright and friendly face. Remember each and every line, what He expects from us. And if we try to do even 10% of it, I think we can change the world instantly. Be a treasure to the poor, an admonisher to the rich, an answerer of the cry of the needy, a preserver of the sanctity of that pledge. Be fair in thy judgment and guarded in thy speech. Be unjust to no man, and show all meekness to all men. Be as a lamp unto them that walk in darkness, a joy to the sorrowful, a sea for the thirsty, a heaven for the distressed, an upholder and defender of the victim of oppression. And let integrity and uprightness distinguish all thine acts. Be a home for the stranger, a balm to the suffering, a tower of strength for the fugitive. Be eyes to the blind and the guiding light unto the feet of the errant. Be an ornament to the countenance of truth, a crown to the brew of fidelity, a pillar of the temple of righteousness, a breath of life to the body of mankind, an ensign of the host of justice, a luminary above the horizon of virtues, a dew to the soil of the human heart, an ark on the ocean of knowledge, a sun in the heaven of bounty, a gem on the diadem of wisdom. And the most important here, I would like to emphasize on this, it is for every one of us, a shining light in the firmament of thy generation, a fruit upon the tree of humanity. So if we just live the life, we can use anything on the path of service, and it will click. And specifically, when I talk about technology, the social media has got miraculous effect. If we do something in our society, in our city, in our community with the help of social media, just try to help, just try to connect people, just try to organize things over it. I think people will come to you because, like in India, the population is too much. We are very social. We know what is going in the entire colony of ours, of each and every house. But in America, people live so much isolated. Privacy is there, and they wanted to be less bothered, and they do not want to bother others. But again, you have to make a new world. You have to make it open. Call them, go to them, visit to them, make a new society which is happening, and then we will be able to, grow as a new race of man. So I think this is all. And last thing, I also make daily one more thing which I do with the social media. And normally you're also one of the part of it. I create daily Baha'i quotes. I daily create Baha'i quote picture quotes, and I try to send it to the most of my friends. And you won't believe these quotes are nowadays going to more than 80 countries, and we are doing it in 5 languages. So this is another social media's action where we are using technology as a tool. I make a picture quote and I send it on WhatsApp to my friends, my family, my Baha'i network. Then they forward it ahead. And here the nuclear chain begins. And we get the response from everyone. When I visit any city, some of places and some of meetings, people have said, "Oh, it's you who is making such quotes. It's very famous in our own community of such and such religion or such and such sect or such and such startup incubation center. We love them, and these teachings are really great." So this is another way of passive way of teaching the Baha'i faith. So again, living the life is the best way, and these are the tools which we can use. And if anybody needs any kind of help, we can elaborate this into sessions for the specific subjects, that how we can achieve some of the things by making things online or technology or WhatsApp or Facebook or something else. I can definitely be a help to everyone. And thank you very much. John, over to you now.
Thank you so much, Sameerr. This was a very amazing conversation we had in the very beginning. and the presentation that followed, amazing. We appreciate it very, very much. Now, there are some questions, and these questions that are to follow, I hope you'll be happy to hear them. So, as it
Sure.
turns, as it has turned out in your experience working with the youth, what has been your principal means of retaining their commitment?
Okay. So as I told you earlier, you have to show them that this is possible. These are not the mere set of principles and ethics. Normally, they also have it from the various people, religions, friends, guides, teachers. You have to show them in practice that yes, it is possible, and what are the advantages of being so much right, so much on these specific path, and is it going to really help them in their world where they need financial commitments, where they need instant success? Is it possible? So when you show them by doing it in their own lifestyle, that is the first and foremost effective thing first. Secondly, you have to continuously consciously working with them. You have to see their problem and challenges as your problem and challenges, and you have to be their solution provider. If you are not able to provide them solutions, just be with them, don't leave them. And if suppose somebody is ready that he or she does not want to be there, and they're really not in the in mood of receiving any kind of a thing, then just leave them, and you concentrate on others and help others, because there are huge numbers of souls which are waiting for such important message. And when they see that you're continuously on that path, they'll come back for sure. And I have great experiences of it.
So I remember you were mentioning something prior to this presentation. You mentioned something in respect to how you act, and when you are with the youth, how they look to how you're acting, and the way that you have to act yourself. Sometimes they catch you. Can you explain that?
Yeah, yeah, that's a very interesting thing. When you're showing that you're, whenever we talk very ideal, when we talk about Baha'i teachings and something, they feel that they are very ideal thing. They are bookish thing, they are principle, and I don't think they can be achieved. And this guy, if he really wants to teach us, or he always talk about them, whether he follows it or not. So they have a constant CCTV camera on me. They watch my blinking of my eyes, they watch my way of reaction, they watch my anger, they watch my language, they watch how I approach situations, they watch whether I backbite or not. Everything they watch. Most of the time, because my training and my training and my coaching has been done by Baha'is, and they also keep an eye on me, my mentors. So I remain online, but I'm also a human being. I do make mistakes sometimes. I lose my temper, or I, I, I get some of the things which are very worldly. Sometimes it comes to your mind or some in your statement. They instantly grab it and they catch me and they correct me. And then I say sorry, and then I realize, and then I never repeat. That's what I do. And I really talk to them in detail with that particular incident, and will always, one thing I always tell them, that you do not have to make any person as your hero or as your idol. It is only the principles and the teachings of God which are perfect, and we are imperfect people. We are at the first degree of perfection, and we have to go a long journey. So I may fail sometimes, so you have to help me there, and you help me. So you correct me, and then I come back. So we have to help each other. I help you, you help me. This is this give and take. We have to, always do, and that is the only thing which is called a true relationship. That is the only thing which is called friendship. I have seen a lot of friends who have left me when I was in a bad shape. When I them required them most, they left me. There are people who never went away, and they helped me a lot. So that's the example came to my mind, and now it is on me how to act. So I always remember them as a true friend, because if we perform anything which is not as per the teachings of God, you have failed God actually. Whenever you belongs to a company, when you buy a product from a company, and if it is not functioning, you blame that company. You don't blame that product. When you talk about something, if you buy a car from Mercedes and something is really troubling a lot, you question on that company. Similarly, when an individual doesn't perform, it's a question on Baha'i faith, it's a question on Baha'u'lláh. So we have to be very much careful. Even if we have to lose some of the things, and if we get some loss, but it should not be lost to the faith. So choice is yours.
Thank you. That's a very, very deep subject. The idea of representing values larger than yourself. That's a very, very deep subject, and it's a conversation that I would like to hear more often. That being said, I know there is a question maybe that Regina Colson asked. I read through it, Regina. I'm not entirely clear how to ask it. I mean, I like what you said. If you would like to pose your question, Regina, now is your time.
Thank you, Mr. Piltz. And this is a fascinating presentation. I guess what I'm saying is he is teaching us that we need to rethink who we are. Just like he used the example of the baby in the womb. On this level, we're walking in physical bodies, but we're spirits. This is why the reconciliation of science and religion by Abdul Baha helps us to understand the concept, because we can see on multiple levels. And it sticks to, we practice the virtues and deeds and use prayer. These are the tools. This is the language that we use. And we don't worship individuals, how self-sacrificing they are, but hold fast to the principles. And that's why the Baha'i faith is the dispensation for this era. It's just refreshing to hear that. And hopefully this will move to the schools where we teach people to rethink who they are. It happens in the churches, but they sometimes that people, it's not presented in a way where people can get it. And I like the way you put it out there for us.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Sameerr, for that. We all agree, I think, on this point. If there's no questions from the other attendees, I know that we had some issues. Oh, look, we got a raised hand. Alex, please feel free to ask your question.
Thank you, John and
Sameerr.
Sameerr, yes. Thank you so much. So inspiring to hear about these initiatives and projects. Could you share anything with regard to how what you've learned from other communities in other countries and cultures about the dynamics of establishing startups and engaging people in the Baha'i concepts? Because it's clear, it's quite clear your area, Indore, in India, show great receptivity there. Thank you.
Yes, for sure. So more or less, things are quite similar into this world. Only the food practices and the culture might be different. But you know, the human needs are very similar. Money, everyone requires. It's independent of culture. Success is independent of culture and country. And unity, love, and these things, they all are independent of culture and country. So what I have realized when I was in UAE for some of the work related to startup, or when I was in Nepal, which is a neighboring country, very small one, but it's a neighboring country. Or you talk about any people are from Australia who are in sync up with me. They are taking few consultation over startups and the approach of sustainable development, how they can engage into their startup. So what I have realized, one thing is that you have to be very firm in this philosophy that anything which you do should reflect uh, the resultant should be love, unity, and the betterment of the society. And if you are very firm in this, you get ideas. When you are very firm in this, you get various kind of ways that how you incorporate it. And believe me, one thing is very clear, that when you have such kind of approach, this is very rare and unique in this world right now. You know, whenever I sit for any kind of a panel discussion into a news room or a news channel or any drive, startup drive in any college or any institution, my approach is totally different. I hardly see people are talking on those values which I talk based on the Baha'i faith teaching. They have entirely materialistic approach towards the project's product development or the effectiveness of the product or the success of that startup, because they do not relate it with win-win situation and the benefit of everyone. Normally, it is very individual-centric or a company-centric approach. So this is what I have learned. And whenever you go with such kind of thing, you crack that meeting or you crack that project. And till now, it's 100% success ratio I have. So everywhere you go, whether it is different company or country, the challenges are same. People are struggling with very basic information. The initial capital investment for developing the POCs, the proof of concepts, so that they can present it to the world that yes, we can do this magic. And I help them at the very basic steps. And if you help them on that step, they will never go anywhere. That creates trust and love, and that is forever. This is what I can say. And we have to, you know, perform in a very small steps, and every aspect of your dealing with them, every aspect, whether it is your eating habits, whether it is to be punctual, whether it is to be to making a presentation, you have to inculcate your thought process in that. The thought process I am talking about, sustainable development, universal brotherhood, and the welfare of the society. You have to put that content into this. The project gets changed like anything. The flavor of the project changes. And when this flavor come to the project report, it become more receptive. See, the technology and technical inputs are already there. And we there are every year millions of engineers are being produced, but not the million of good human beings are being produced. So we are already rare. So we have to provide the rare offerings, and these rare offerings are very much welcomed everywhere, my friend, everywhere. Let's work on that, because people need it. Society, world needs it badly. And that is the most effective way. And you won't believe, you will never feel that you are teaching Baha'i faith. You will feel that this is the right way, because you are going to solve your own purpose of life in that. And automatically that is going at the backside. It's already there. So this is what I have learned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Sameerr. That's a very valuable lesson, and it's definitely something universal across all countries. The concept that you are following a set of principles that so happens to solve a lot of problems at the same time, it generates your livelihood. It kind of comes together. Now that point actually
Yes.
being put out there, there is that service that you're doing, which is just for everyone to access of their own accord on your WhatsApp. How do people get in contact with those quotes that you've been sharing on WhatsApp? Could you explain how?
Yeah. That is again a good experience I would definitely like to share with you guys. That I again related with people. You might have seen some of the quotes which are very much related to some specific days of various countries and communities. Like sometimes it is International Women's Day, so I make a specific quote for that. There is a Independence Day of USA or Independence Day of India or any specific festival or a cultural thing. So what I do is that I try to relate something, some Baha'i writings which is related to that, and try to connect with them that this is the really good thing, this is a great day, and this is my wish to you in form of a picture quote. And when we put it, they immediately understand that this fellow wants to wish me on my special day. And they do not have such kind of a thing. Everyone, if it is your birthday, the most important thing is that happy birthday. Hardly nothing else than that. Or if it is a national day, then a very specific line on national day: happy national day, happy national independence day, happy constitution day, such kind of thing. But when I fuse it with the Baha'i writing, it becomes special. On WhatsApp, people love to receive new things. Repetitive things they do not like. And what we provide them is new, which they haven't seen. And you are sitting on the bank of such knowledge, writings, and concepts. So when we talk about such things, they are so ready. When I talk about my quotes, I get appreciation, I get answers. Daily I get new numbers who are approaching me. Hello, sir, this is my name is this. I want to receive your quotes. I have seen such quotes from one of my friends, and he told me that there is a fellow in Indore who is making it. Why don't you directly talk to him? I would like to use this in my school. When he says that in my school, it means 500 or 600 children, 50 or 60 teachers, and their families. So this is how this chain reaction is working. So you have to be, proactive. A Baha'i has to be ready. He has to be visionary. He has to think before what he's doing, that what is going to be the effect of this action or this project or this step of teaching. Then you will, and again, you have to pray and you have to seek guidance from God, from Bahá'u'lláh, and you have to pray that my intentions are pure and I want to do this just to spread happiness or love or unity. And you won't believe, you will never be wrong. Never be wrong. And consultation. I always consult with friends and a few families and few mentors. It really rectifies some of my effort. Sometimes you are high in spirit and you want to do something. It might go wrong. And I have realized it several times when my mentor corrects me. At that time, I might have something in my mind. Oh, I should not ask them. They will definitely say no. But I ask them, they say no, and I have to believe because I have this thing in my mind. If they are saying no, they are more experienced to me. Let's do not do it. And after some time, I realized, yes, it was really good. We didn't do it. So this is the way we make even picture quotes, the selection of the pictures, the selection of the subject, selection of the Baha'i quote, and right a time you have to just publish it. Really works very well, and communities, they are loving it. People nowadays asking me, we are going to have this festival in our community, can you just make some quote, Baha'i teaching quote for this? and I make it for them, and they love it. Now I get demands of special days.
Well, we thank you so much for doing that. And again, for those of you who have seen his quotes, it's definitely a very beautiful thing to have. If you want to sign up for his WhatsApp feed as well, you can feel free to do that. You'll get quotes sent to you on WhatsApp. Now, that all being said, thank you so much for joining us today, Sameerr. We appreciate it very much. For those of you who join on Facebook and YouTube, we kind of had some issues, so you understand that it wasn't the full presentation. However, it will be online soon. We'll have a revised version in addition to this, which is the live feed itself, which will have the entirety of the presentation. And again, thank you for your patience. For everyone,
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon.
yes, and for everyone who's been able to join us here on Zoom, thank you again. We wish you a beautiful Sunday, and until next week.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. Aloha,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Hello.